Hello, future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. There is another video in plane trigonometry about further concepts on similar triangles and the applications. So here we go. The Sun has a diameter of about 865 million miles with a maximum distance from Earth's surface of about 94 million 500,000 miles. The diameter of the Sun, by the way, is 865,000 miles, not million miles. But the distance from the Earth's surface of the Sun is 94,500,000 miles. The Moon has a smaller diameter of 2,159 miles. For a total solar eclipse to occur, the Moon must pass between Earth and the Sun. The Moon must also be close enough to Earth for the Moon's umbra, or the shadow, to reach the surface of Earth. So part A, calculate 1A, calculate the maximum distance that the Moon can be from Earth and still have a total eclipse occur. Then B, the closest approach of the Moon to Earth's surface was 225,745 miles, and the farthest was 251,978 miles. Can a total solar eclipse occur every time the Moon is between Earth and the Sun? So let's focus first on problem 1. So this is the guide figure. We have the Sun here, the diameter of the Sun denoted by capital D sub S. Then this is the Moon in between the Sun and any planet, and in this problem, the Earth. The diameter of the Moon is denoted by capital D sub N. This is the umbra for the distance of the maximum distance of the Moon from any planet is denoted by small letter d for total solar eclipse to occur on the surface of the planet. And the distance between the Sun and the surface of the planet is denoted by d. So by similar triangles, we need to derive a formula for this distance d here. D as to diameter of Moon equals capital D as to diameter of Sun. Therefore, D is the distance between the Sun and the planet times diameter of the Moon divided by diameter of the Sun. Substituting values, D is 94,500,000 miles. Diameter of Moon is 2159 miles, and divided by diameter of Sun, 865,000 miles. So 94,500,000 miles times 2159 miles over 865,000 miles. Computing 4D in to the nearest in 4 significant figures, D is 235,900 miles. So that's 4 significant figures. To 3 significant figures, 236,000 miles. But to 4 significant figures, 235,000 miles. Then let's answer part B. The closest approach of the Moon to the Earth's surface was 225,745. This is less than 235,000 miles. So for this case, total eclipse will occur. And the farthest distance was 251,978 miles, which is less than 235, which is greater than rather 235,900 miles. So remember, at this distance, this is the maximum distance for the total solar eclipse to occur on the surface of the planet. But if the distance of the Moon from the surface of the planet is greater than this, then total solar eclipse cannot occur all the time. So in this case, the answer to part B is no, because 251 235,978 miles is greater than 235,900. So the answer is no for that case. For problem 2, the sun's distance from the surface of Mars is approximately 142 million miles. So that's capital D. One of Mars' two moons, Phobos, has a maximum diameter of 17.4 miles. So that's diameter of the moon. Calculate the maximum distance the moon Phobos can be from Mars for the total eclipse of the sun to occur on Mars. So using the formula derived, part A, small d is capital D, D sub m over D sub s. Capital D is 142 million miles. D sub m is 17.4 miles. And the diameter of the sun is 865,000 miles. Solving for D is 2856 miles. Then in part B, Phobos is approximately 5,800 miles from Mars. Is it possible for Phobos to cause total eclipse on Mars? The answer is again no, because 5,800 miles is greater than 2856 miles. So the answer is still no. So to continue, let's have this next problem. Astronomers use degrees, minutes, and seconds to measure sizes and distances in the sky along an arc from the horizon to the zenith point directly overhead. An adult observer on Earth can judge distances in the sky using his or her hand at arm's length. An outstretched hand will be about 20 arc degrees wide from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the little finger. A clenched fist at arm's length measures about 10 arc degrees, and a thumb corresponds to about 2 arc degrees. So A, the apparent size of the moon is about 31 arc minutes. What part of your thumb would cover the moon? So for part A, remember that the thumb is approximately 2 degrees, 2 arc degrees, and the size of the moon is about 31 arc minutes. So we obtain the ratio of 31 arc minutes to the width of the thumb, which is about 2 degrees. We convert this to minutes. So P is equal to 31 minutes over 2 degrees times 60 minutes per 1 degree. And that is about 0.2583 or 1/4, because 1/4 is about 0.235. So approximately the portion of the thumb that covers the moon is 1/4 of the thumb. Then B, if an outstretched hand plus a fist cover the distance between two bright stars, about how far apart in arc degrees are the stars? So it is 20 arc degrees plus 10 arc degrees approximately. So distance between two bright stars is equal to 20 arc degrees plus 10 arc degrees, so 30 arc degrees. Then for the last problem, determine the height of the tree shown both in paces and in feet.
What kind of feet?
So by similar triangles, we have EF as to EG is part of this triangle is equal to AD. So take note that EF is also BD. So it's the same, adjacent as to the longer part. So EF as to EG by similar triangles. EF as to EG equals AD as to AG. Therefore, because EG here, EF here corresponds to one pace, so if we derive formula for EG, it is equal to EF, which is one pace, times quantity EG over AG over AD. So EG equals EF which is 1 pace times AG over AD. So replacing EF by 1 pace, so AG now can now be expressed in terms of AG over AD, and that is equal to number of paces. So AG is AG over AD paces. Likewise, for this triangle here, we have AD as to 1 foot. So this side AD as to 1 foot equals this side AG as to CG. So if we derive CG in feet, CG is equal to AG over AD in feet. Since this ratio AG over AD is the same as this, but this is in paces, we conclude that CG in feet must be equal to EG in paces. So that's the conclusion. Therefore, the height of the tree in feet in paces is equal to EG. So height of tree equals EG paces. And the height of the tree in feet is equal to CG. So height of tree is also CG feet. So that's it for this video.